Hello, I'm Sebastian. Welcome to 9 Trees podcast. Today, I will summarize and review the book, Mortgages 101, Quick Answers to Over 250 Critical Questions About Your Home Loan, by David Reed is a practical, question-driven guide for people who want clarity in the middle of a complex home financing decision. Instead of long theory chapters, the book is organized around the kinds of things real borrowers ask when buying, refinancing, or trying to make sense of loan paperwork. It aims to translate lender language into everyday terms, covering loan types, interest rates, closing costs, credit, escrow, and the timing and strategy behind locking a rate or choosing points. Reed also addresses common misconceptions that can lead to costly mistakes, such as assuming the lowest rate is always best, or overlooking how fees and loan structure affect long-term cost. The result is a reference-style handbook you can consult at different stages, from early planning through closing and beyond, to help you make more informed and confident choices. I will give you key takeaways from this book. Firstly, how mortgages work and what lenders really evaluate. A central theme in the book is establishing a clear baseline for how a mortgage is structured and how a lender decides whether to approve you and on what terms. It breaks the process into understandable parts, such as principal and interest, amortization, and the difference between the note rate and the annual percentage rate. The question format helps borrowers spot what matters most when comparing loans, including how term length changes total interest and how payment schedules build equity over time. The book also emphasizes the borrower profile. A lender is underwriting, usually centered on credit history, income stability, assets, and debt obligations. Readers are guided to think in terms of measurable risk factors like debt-to-income ratio and loan-to-value, and why small changes in these metrics can affect pricing and eligibility. By explaining the logic behind underwriting, the guide encourages borrowers to prepare documentation, reduce surprises, and understand why some approvals come with conditions. This foundation helps readers evaluate advice from loan officers or online calculators with a more critical and informed mindset. Secondly, choosing the right loan type, term, and payment structure. Another major focus is helping readers match a mortgage product to their goals, timeline, and risk tolerance. The book addresses common options such as fixed-rate mortgages, adjustable-rate mortgages, government-backed loans, and other variations that may change qualification rules or upfront costs. It clarifies how term lengths like 15 versus 30 years affect monthly affordability and lifetime expense, and how to think about trade-offs instead of defaulting to a popular choice. Readers are also prompted to consider how long they expect to keep the home or the loan, since the best product often depends on whether you plan to move, refinance, or keep the mortgage for decades. The guide discusses payment features and practical choices such as making extra principal payments, selecting different repayment strategies, and understanding how prepayment rules can matter. By framing these decisions as a set of targeted questions, the book helps borrowers avoid the trap of shopping only by the payment amount. The result is a more complete decision that balances cash flow, stability, and long-term cost. Thirdly, interest rates, points, and the timing of locking. The book spends meaningful attention on the parts of mortgage shopping that most borrowers find confusing: rates, points, and when to lock. It explains that the rate you see advertised is tied to assumptions and may shift based on credit score, down payment, property type, and fee structure. Readers learn how discount points function as prepaid interest and how to evaluate them with a break-even mindset. Instead of treating points as automatically good or bad, the guide encourages comparing scenarios based on how long you will keep the loan and how quickly the upfront cost is recovered through lower monthly payments. The question and answer approach also helps borrowers understand rate locks, including why a lock period has value, why longer locks can cost more, and why timing matters when a closing date is uncertain. The discussion supports a practical shopping method. Get clear written estimates, compare like with like, and focus on total cost over your expected time horizon. This topic equips readers to negotiate more intelligently and to avoid being steered by vague promises or incomplete comparisons. Fourthly, closing costs, estimates, and how to compare lenders fairly. A key practical benefit of the book is its attention to fees and the mechanics of closing. Many borrowers focus on rate while underestimating how lender charges and third-party costs affect affordability and cash needed at settlement. The guide walks through the categories of expenses that commonly appear in loan paperwork, including origination-related charges, appraisal, title services, insurance, prepaid items, and escrow funding. It also highlights the importance of understanding which fees are negotiable, which are market-based, and which can vary depending on lender practices or local conventions. Readers are directed to compare lender offers in a disciplined way by aligning loan amount, rate, points, and fee assumptions, so the comparison is not distorted by different lock periods or bundled pricing. The book also covers the role of disclosures and timelines so that borrowers know what documents to expect and when, helping them catch inconsistencies early. By teaching borrowers to read estimates critically and ask better questions, this section aims to reduce last-minute stress, prevent fee surprises, and improve the odds of selecting a lender based on real value rather than sales presentation. Lastly, refinancing, servicing, escrow, and managing the loan after closing. Beyond purchase mortgages, the book treats home loans as ongoing financial products that require periodic review. It addresses why and when refinancing can make sense, including rate and term refinances, cash-out decisions, and the need to weigh closing costs against monthly savings. Readers are encouraged to think about the practical triggers for a refinance, such as changes in rates, improved credit, increased home value, or a desire to shorten the term. The guide also covers what happens after closing, including loan servicing, payment posting, and how escrow accounts work for taxes and insurance. Understanding escrow analysis and payment changes can prevent confusion when monthly payments adjust even if the interest rate is fixed. The book helps borrowers recognize common servicing events like transfers and what documentation to keep for disputes or tax purposes. It also supports proactive management, such as making extra payments correctly, tracking principal reduction, and reassessing insurance and property tax obligations. This topic positions the mortgage not as a one-time transaction, but as a long-term commitment that can be optimized with informed, periodic decisions. In conclusion, this book is best for first-time homebuyers, homeowners considering refinancing, and anyone who feels overwhelmed by mortgage terminology or the pace of the loan process. It can also help experienced borrowers who want a fast reference to confirm assumptions before making a high-stakes choice. The biggest life benefit comes from reducing expensive uncertainty. A mortgage touches monthly cash flow, long-term wealth building, and personal stability, and small misunderstandings about rates, fees, points, or escrow can compound for years. By organizing the subject as practical questions and direct answers, the book supports better decisions at the moment they matter most, such as when comparing lender offers, deciding whether to pay points, or determining if refinancing truly saves money. Compared with many mortgage books that read like broad overviews or market commentary, this one is designed to be consulted repeatedly, almost like a checklist. That reference style makes it worth buying for readers who want actionable clarity rather than theory. If you want to walk into lender conversations prepared, spot red flags and estimates, and choose a loan that fits your timeline and risk tolerance, this guide offers a focused advantage. If you would like to support David Reed, you can buy the book through the Amazon link I've provided in the podcast description. After reading the book, please let me know what you think and share your thoughts. See you around.